You not get in my way, you cannot drop in my lane. Tires is burning the pain, you don't have nothing to say.
Every time David steps in the ring, I'm very concerned for the opponents, you know, the sparring partners, but at the end of the day, we have to do it, you know? You know, these guys are taking a lot of punishment, but we gotta be at our best November 22nd. This is a fight.
What's up, guys? I just want to wish everybody happy holidays. We're right here back in the gym. We got our next upcoming fight against Zurdo Ramirez, Cinco de Mayo weekend, and you know, I want to give you guys a little preview of what's gonna happen. Well, good. I'm very excited going up to capture two more titles. So I'm very excited, man. Cruiserweight will coming. So May 2nd, tune in, baby.
Recuerden, amigos, no se les olvide, 5 de mayo, el monstruo mexicano regresa a Las Vegas, Nevada. Zurdo Ramirez, 2 títulos. No se lo pierdan.
David Benavidez prepares for his May 2nd showdown against Alberto Zurdo Ramirez on Cinco de Mayo weekend, where victory would crown him a 3-division world champion.
Not a sparring. You want to spar David? That's what you're gonna do. Either you get better or you're just gonna get hurt.
I got the feel in my veins, trust me, I'm making a name. We are not one and the same, I am on top of the game. I got out the line on my brakes, and that's what the drive is insane. Heart of a champ, adrenaline rushes is numbing the pain. I just been bringing the heat, I just been bringing the.
So right now we're at the boxer gym, the main gym. We got some sparring in. It's a good opportunity to show the fans some good boxing. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they get excited to see me. I give them some rounds, and I leave them wanting for more. So, you know, people are definitely going to tune into the fight. So I'm able to perform in front of the fans before the fight. So we had a great day, did some good sparring, and yeah, man, keep working.
Working in our camp, everything's going well, super excited, motivated, and everything's going super good. We're almost like about 2 months away from the fight, and no cuts, no injuries, everything's going as planned. I think we're ahead of the plan, and super excited, super happy with everything's going on.
Though entering as the betting favorite, David isn't underestimating the challenge and continues grinding through intense training sessions. The Mexican powerhouse has earned his fearsome reputation through devastating combinations of speed and knockout power that are on full display during camp preparation. Standing between him and championship glory is the crafty Zurdo Ramirez, who will be motivated to shine under the bright lights of T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Ramirez enters this bout determined to retain his WBA and WBO cruiserweight belts while potentially delivering a shocking upset that would derail Benavidez's historic quest.
Fuerte.
Ramirez presents a legitimate threat despite lacking Benavidez's explosive athleticism, as his physical advantages and refined boxing technique could create serious problems inside the squared circle. This won't be uncharted territory for David, who has successfully navigated similar stylistic puzzles against comparably skilled opposition throughout his career. Their shared history adds another intriguing layer, as the two Mexican warriors previously worked together during sparring sessions years ago. At their recent media gathering, Benavidez offered insights into those training encounters while explaining why this professional collision was always destined to happen.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up.
I think he will do great because he's a big guy, he's strong. It's interesting to see him in 175. I mean, I want to see him with the best, and I think he can be a world champion. He's my friend, but in the ring, we want to fight with the best, right? And he's one of the best, and I want to fight with the best too. It will be exciting in the ring because it's two Mexicans in the ring. I mean, it's exciting, and I have a lot of respect for him, for his family, the dad, and I know them, all of them will be training for so many years, but I mean, we agreed to fight each other, but eventually, I think will happen.
Come on, Zurdo, let's go. Time.
The fighters emphasized the cultural importance of their championship clash falling on Mexico's most celebrated boxing weekend, with Benavidez noting how legends like Julio Cesar Chavez and Oscar de la Hoya built their legacies by accepting the toughest available challenges. He sees this moment as his opportunity to become boxing's new marquee attraction, understanding that both men's careers hang in the balance. Ramirez shares this perspective, respecting his opponent's abilities while expressing his own championship ambitions of proving his elite status by conquering the sport's most dangerous puncher. Both athletes believe competing at cruiserweight will allow them to perform at peak capacity without the physical toll of severe weight reduction, setting up an explosive encounter that celebrates their rich boxing heritage.
More than 10 years ago, you were a teenager, you would go to the Rock Gym, you were training at Hill Street in Long Beach. Every now and then you'd go to the gym in Carson, and Zurdo was training there with his former team. He'd walk in, and I remember Randy Robles telling me, Betha, eventually one day those two are gonna get at it. I'm like, but man, they're not the same size. He goes, oh, they will be one day. I can't believe we're here at the cruiserweight division, but you hear them both talk about it. We've all seen the pictures of them sparring, and like sparring is sparring. But David, you knew eventually that one day this was going to happen. Why did you know it was gonna happen?
Because he's a top fighter. He's a great fighter as well. And I just seen into the future. I was helping him get ready for Arthur Abraham. And we had some great sparring sessions. He was champion for a while. Then he went up to 175. Then he went up to cruiserweight. So I knew Zurdo was gonna be one of those fighters that's gonna be there for a long, long time.
Promoter Samson Lakovich recounted discovering his future star during those early sparring sessions in the Virgin Islands, where reports of the teenager's dominant performances convinced him to offer a contract sight unseen. That leap of faith eventually led to fulfilling his promise of making Benavidez the youngest super middleweight champion in history. Lakovich praised the entire Benavidez family for their professionalism throughout their decade-long partnership, particularly highlighting David's remarkable discipline in seamlessly transitioning between weight divisions whenever opportunities arose. This flexibility and commitment to excellence has been instrumental in their sustained success and ascension to boxing's pinnacle.
So I knew eventually we're gonna do this. I didn't think we were gonna do it in cruiserweight, but shit, it's even better for me. I'm very excited. I think a fight at cruiserweight between me and Zurdo Ramirez is gonna be, we're gonna be able to showcase both of our talents. We're gonna be able to show it, like we're not gonna be wagering and nothing like that. So it's gonna be an even better fight. So I'm very excited.
Why move up to cruiserweight?
Because there was nothing else for me at 175 right now. I could have sat down and waited on the sidelines and wait for Bivol to have his tune-up and then another fight. But like I said, I'm not interested in that. I've been professional 13 years. I've been wanting to get the biggest title, the biggest fights possible. I've been denied a couple times. This was the other biggest fight on the map. Zurdo accepted it like that. So big shout out to him. And you know, I'm just, you know, like I said, I want to make my own lane. I want to achieve greatness, and this is the only way to do it.
So all those years of sparring, and you saw him when he was a teenager growing up, you might have said, okay, one day maybe, but did you think that this fight would happen?
I knew that it will happen eventually, and right now is the dream come true because all the sparring, all the session that we did, and we knew each other. We knew that one day we will fight, and this is the right moment, like he said, because 200 will not be like a cutting weight or nothing. It be like natural, like those days in sparring.
One thing about it, as Oscar's talked about, Samson's talked about, the Cinco de Mayo weekend is special. I know, David, for you, you want to have that legacy, but there's something special about fighting that weekend. How important is it for you to put on that show?
It's very important for me because, you know, for the whole history of the Cinco de Mayo fights, it's been tremendous fighters like Oscar, Julio Cesar Chavez, putting on great fights. Not only just great fights, there were wars because there were paired up fights. You know, they didn't take no easy fights. So I think this is symbolically, this is what it symbolizes. May 5th symbolizes two warriors, and now it's even more special because it's two Mexican warriors going at it for a title. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm at the cusp of taking the face of boxing, and Zurdo Ramirez, he's if he beats me, you know what I mean, his stock goes up. So there's greatness on the other side of that tunnel for both of us. So we're gonna come extremely prepared.
So for you, fighting that week, I mean, you fought all over the world. You've had some big fights, but this one is special because it's fighting David Benavidez, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the monster. Before I call him the different, el asesino, because I saw him when he sparred different guys. He beat him all the time, and I was like, okay, it be a good fight eventually one day. And right now, at the May 5th, La Batalla de Puebla, two warriors, we're making history.
Most experts heavily favor Benavidez based on his superior resume and proven championship pedigree at multiple weight classes. Veteran sparring partner Gabe Rosado, who has trained with both fighters extensively since David was 15, provided detailed analysis of their contrasting approaches inside the gym. While Ramirez focuses on technical refinements during training, Benavidez brings relentless intensity and aggressive energy to every session. Rosado predicts victory for his longtime training partner, citing his overwhelming work rate and pressure fighting style as decisive factors. He questions whether Ramirez possesses sufficient punching power to earn respect and create necessary breathing room, suggesting the challenger will need a flawless tactical performance combined with peak physical conditioning to upset the favored champion.
Samson, you saw this young man and you signed him. What did you see about him when you said, I want him to work with me?
Well, in this case, it was not really only me. He went to spar in St. Thomas, Virgin Islands, and I have the Jackson brothers, and he beat the shit out of him. So Tony from Virgin Islands said, listen, we need to take this kid. I say, look, I know you for so long, but I have trust on you. I used to do a lot in the Virgin Islands. So I spoke with Jose, and we come to an agreement, but I never saw him before. But then the first time, then I make my, I work my secret, how to get the best. And until now, I believe I didn't make a mistake because the first fight he was in Showtime. I say that we have a future champion in 168, and I promised to him that he'd be the youngest one. Now, in the beginning of his career, in the first fight, he told me, let's do it 175 pounds. You remember?
It was 180.
180.
I told you 100.
So he called me up, he said, the lawyer, our friend David Garcia, he said, can we make the fight 185? I said, no, I just canceled the show. I just canceled the fight. You need to come and do whatever you agree with. He come less of that. And I believe that is the reason that he followed my lead for so many years, that he be almost 10 years together. And he went to 168. He said, no, 75. I can go to 60. I know that. And I'm so proud of him and the father and the whole family, because we accomplished so much in such short time that I'm so proud and hope that it will continue forever.
Light heavyweight contender Kell Brook identified hand speed as Benavidez' most significant advantage, despite acknowledging Ramirez's considerable size edge after both fighters moved up from super middleweight. Brook doesn't believe the physical disparity will determine the outcome, noting that Benavidez' willingness to accept this challenge likely stems from confidence gained during their previous sparring encounters. While praising the Mexican star's ambition to chase major opportunities across weight divisions, Brook cautioned about the physical demands of eventually returning to light heavyweight competition, referencing Roy Jones Jr.'s similar career trajectory as a cautionary tale.
I saw in an episode of Inside the Ring that you mentioned that you've sparred with like Bivol and Benavidez and Zurdo. Yeah. It was just announced that, you know, Benavidez and Zurdo are going to fight. Give me your insights on what it's like sparring those three, and what a fight might look like between Benavidez and Zurdo in your eyes.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean? It was all good work with all these guys, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, the most I've sparred with, so I only got one sparring session in with Bivol, but Zurdo and Benavidez, like, you know, we spar a number of times, man. I lost count how many times I've sparred those dudes, because I've been sparring Benavidez since he was like 15, when I used to do my training camps in Arizona, in Phoenix. So I would work with him, and then he eventually then would come to Wildcard, and then we'd work at Wildcard. And same with Zurdo. But, you know, the difference I would say is, you know, Zurdo is more, he's more on working on things, you know what I'm saying? And Benavidez is just more, you know, he goes aggressive, you know what I'm saying? And Zurdo does like 10 rounds of sparring. So,
okay.
I mean, I'm sorry, Benavidez.
Yeah, okay,
Benavidez does. So, yeah, man, I think the intensity is just different between them sparring, man. But the thing is, like, since I've sparred with them for so long, we always had good rhythm working together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was very similar to each other. So, but yeah, man, it's really good, man. I think it's a tough fight. I think, shit, man, you know, you got to favor Benavidez just because of the volume.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The volume. And I think Zurdo's going to have to be on his A game. Like, it's going to have to be the best Zurdo in order for him to beat Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to really box well, stick a jab out there, and be in tip-top shape.
Former welterweight champion Sean Porter anticipates an action-packed slugfest between two naturally aggressive competitors. Porter was impressed by Ramirez's tactical adjustments in recent performances, specifically his improved footwork, angular attacks, and lateral movement after weathering early storm periods. Despite absorbing clean shots, Ramirez demonstrated high ring IQ through his ability to pivot away from danger while maintaining offensive output. Porter noted the fighters' similar physical builds and stature, suggesting their natural size would make this an entertaining clash at any weight class. The rumored intensity of their past sparring wars, combined with their friendship and mutual respect, creates a compelling rivalry that deserves greater mainstream attention among boxing enthusiasts.
Yeah, and before I let you go, another fight I wanted to ask you about, champion at light heavyweight, moving up to cruiserweight, David Benavidez taking on Zurdo Ramirez. I guess what's your pick in that fight, if David moving up?
It's a good fight, really good fight. I just think speed with Benavidez probably maybe be the difference. I think he's got really fast hands. I don't think Ramirez is the fastest.
Yeah.
I think the speed, and I don't think Ramirez, neither of them are genuine massive cruiserweight, so I don't think the size will be too much of a factor. Although I've seen head-to-head and Ramirez looks massive to be fair, considering they both come from 168. But yeah, I just think the speed of Benavidez will probably be, plus they've sparred a lot as well, so I don't think if Benavidez fancied it too much, he doesn't have to go up to cruiserweight. So the fact that he's choosing to do it means he probably likes how the spars went.
Yeah. Do you think him coming back, like him talking about coming back down to light heavy, is a negative effect, I guess, of him?
It depends how he goes up in terms of how much natural weight he puts on, and to come right back it will be tough. Like I feel like ruined Roy Jones coming back from
that's what everyone always uses.
But I don't know. I think It's weird because I think the fight he probably wants to meet to Bivol.
Yeah.
But then if I was Bivol, I'd want to fight him for his cruiserweight belt rather than this. So I don't know whether does he come back down. Again, we'll have to wait and see. I think he'll go with what he's shown throughout his career, which is I like him. He'll go wherever the big fights are. He was a 168. Canelo had all the belts tied up, so he moved to 175, and now he's moving to cruiserweight. So I think he'll go wherever the big fight is.
Ramirez's trainer Malik Scott issued a bold warning while acknowledging Benavidez' exceptional pound-for-pound talents and pressure-fighting effectiveness. Scott confidently declared his fighter the division's best, while predicting this will rank among Ramirez's most difficult tests before ultimately ending in Benavidez' defeat. His confidence stems from perceived weaknesses in Benavidez' recent opposition, arguing that most opponents simply engage at David's preferred pace rather than forcing tactical adjustments. Scott believes only Oleksandr Gvozdyk successfully disrupted Benavidez' rhythm and forced him to truly problem-solve under pressure. The experienced trainer emphasized Ramirez's complete skill set and ring intelligence, suggesting these attributes will push Benavidez into uncomfortable territory where his usual approach may prove insufficient for victory.
And changing in the styles, I saw Zurdo stepping around. I mean, his movement in this fight and his.
Benavidez seeks to etch his name in boxing history during this Mexican holiday weekend celebration. While Ramirez may not represent his most dangerous opponent to date, the familiarity from their sparring history could create unexpected complications for the favored champion. Can the crafty southpaw Ramirez leverage his size and technical advantages to pull off a stunning May 2nd upset? Or will Benavidez' superior athleticism and championship experience carry him to another dominant performance in a new weight division? Share your fight predictions in the comments below and let us know who you think will emerge victorious. Thanks for watching today's breakdown. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and activate notifications so you never miss our latest boxing content.
But his pivots and the way that he was utilizing the angles after that fourth round, the fourth round was bananas. And after that fourth round, it's like he understood I got to step around and keep working and step around and keep working. I was like, I'm watching it, I was like, why are we talking about Benavidez versus Zurdo?
Talk about an offensive shootout would be those two. Did they really? I didn't know that.
They apparently had wars up in Big Bear,
I'm not
Abel
shocked by
Sanchez's
that.
summit.
Ooh.
Oh no, I heard that they're really good friends too, apparently. But
okay, don't sound like it.
No, as good of friends as they are, they've went to war and they both agreed that they would be down to fight each other. So one of those friendships.
I would love to see that fight because now we're looking at a 168 we're looking at two 168 fighters who are practically the same size, same build.
Was this Zurdo's third fight at 175?
Third or fourth.
I think
this
this
was
I thought it was his third.
Yeah, third fight. So I feel like he could come
Third
back
or fourth,
right,
one of the two.
be right there 168 and make that fight happen.
So you think he goes down to 168 or Benavidez goes to 75?
Either or. I like either
75.
or.
I think it just makes sense to go to 75.
They're bigger than most 75-pounders.
Somebody who you know, somebody you work with, Zurdo Ramirez. What do you make of that fight? How dangerous of a challenge is David Benavidez?
It's very dangerous, but Zurdo Ramirez is the best cruiserweight in the world, and this right here is going to be not only probably his toughest fight, but he's about to get defeated by Zurdo Ramirez.
What's the difference between the two of them? Why are you so confident Zurdo will handle the business of David Benavidez?
Well, Zurdo knows how to do everything. To me, David Benavidez is an incredible pound for pound, a ring pound for pound, but he's very good at doing what he's doing. I don't see nobody like making him have to adjust. Alex Goljevic, I believe I'm saying his last name right. He's the only one that fought him very well to me. Everybody else seemed to fight him a little bit, on his pace and let him do what he wants.